And that should bring to an end that whole ordeal of events. Let's just say. Yeah, I'm back for the final time, back at the at base, having run this track 5 times. 5 times I've been along this track, not like 1, 2, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Albeit I started from the other end, which is why I've ended up here. I live streamed one of my runs. I did that, I'm recording this on Tuesday, I did that on Sunday, and I only just got back this morning. It took me so long to come back. Admittedly, I did stop the game sometimes because I had to obviously reload it, or I wanted to do something else on my computer and I didn't want to have this game running at the same time. But yeah, after running it 5 times, it's come to me just how daft it was to build. We will be going along it at least once more because I do want to build something at the far end to make it worthwhile. One thing I didn't mention was this kind of station section here. Basically, you'll have noticed in the footage last episode that I tried to ride the minecart down here and it wouldn't bypass the bedrock, although it does when you're going up. So basically, what I had to do was come up with another way to get the minecart back to the station, and that way is down here. As you can see, just drop down here and boom, there you go. Back at the start. I thought that was pretty clever. And yeah, let's have a look at the stats, shall we? Distance by minecart, 2,845 kilometers. Don't remember what it was prior. I mean, I looked at my stats in a recent episode, so that's obviously where one would compare. But yeah, time played will have skyrocketed because I've basically not left the world in the last few days, I guess you could say. But yeah, I've done it. I will never build another rail track. This rail track is the pinnacle. 420 kilometers, and we went how far? We were like 2 million blocks, so that's like 2,000 kilometers effectively by minecart. So before we get into what I wanted to do this episode, I do have a clip to show you from the other end. I was mining iron in order to make a rail track, because basically what happened was I was doing the live stream and it was going fine. I went out for a walk. I thought, I'll be fine, I'll just leave it, as long as my internet doesn't go down, it'll be fine. I came back from a walk and the minecart was stopped. According to someone in chat, it had only been stopped for about 12 minutes, so I realised I had to, I'd missed out a track. So at the other end, I did a bit of mining with like a stone pickaxe, got some iron, got some tracks, and I could replace it on my return journey. So now the track is complete. There's no missing sections, or if there are any missing sections, they obviously are negated by the power rails. I don't know. But yeah, while I was at the other end, I saw a village and I did a bit of exploring. It was a fun little live stream to do. Obviously, I didn't expect, I think overall we got about 70 views for the whole. It was about 15 hours. But in the VOD, the final 3 or 4 hours have been cut off for some reason, which is a wee bit annoying. But, I mean, whatever. The live stream was good. I obviously didn't expect people to watch all the time. I didn't expect people to come and, sit there for minutes upon minutes just watching a minecart go. I expected, someone to come on, oh, that's cool, and then click off, have a look where it's at, sort of thing, and maybe come back later and check. But there was some chat interaction, likes and whatnot. So yeah, overall, pretty successful stream. Obviously, I won't be doing that again. I actually went to sleep and then had to wake up early in order to stop the stream. Thankfully, I didn't get penalised. Well, I mean, you can't sleep on stream. Can you sleep while your stream is going, though? That's a Twitch rule. I'm not sure if it's a YouTube rule. Well, I never found out. That's maybe an experiment for another day. Alright, from one stupid project to another. You may or may not remember I dug out this whole area with the intention of building an automated wither farm. We are still going to do that, and we're hopefully going to work on it this episode. Now, that's the AFK point up there, but we've not actually built the farm yet. We've just built the perimeter. That guy spawned in there. That's interesting. That must be inside the perimeter, or inside the current perimeter, because of course the perimeter that I dug out is surrounding the AFK point, which I already worked out. We can go and test that later. Let's head down. I do have some slabs on me just in case we want to have a more permanent way of, getting down. Ouch. But yeah, this is where the farm's going to go. I was basing it off of a design that I saw online, however, I've not seen that design in a while. I guess I should probably look it up just to make sure I'm not getting things completely wrong. And I'm actually already out of inventory space, and the sounds are off. Oh, it's going great, isn't it? It is going amazingly well. I knew I saved up so many wither skulls for a reason. We're out of wither roses, and so with a lack of a wither farm, this is literally the best way I can think of. Oh no, get me out of here, get me out of here. Get me the flip out. Wow. It's so laggy. Look at that, look at all the cows pouring in. Oh no. Alright, we've got one wither rose. That's kind of good. Oh shoot, I got hit. Oh no, I got hit. Oh, that's not good. We're getting stuff though, which is nice. I need to eat. I need to survive. I found the safest place to be during this mission is right next to said wither. Look at this. Look at this. Get out of here. We're near the surface, so if the wither goes any higher, there could be tears. Thankfully, we're at the feel free to wreck area, so there's like no builds that the wither's going to destroy that I'm going to be worried about. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? We have a winner. Well done. And you're going the wrong way. Okay, well, there are no survivors. Yeah, see, that's the problem. It looks like all of the loot from that person blew up. Not person, cow. All the loot from the cow blew up, so we probably made a bit of a loss. Wow, this guy's just gone full crazy mode, and we'll be out of here in no time. There we go. We got ourselves a nether star. Whew. Alright. That wasn't a bad day's work. I say day's work. It took me less than a day. You'll be glad to know. And, yeah, 0 out of 10 for efficiency. But in terms of enjoyment, 10 out of 10. 100 out of 10. So the wither farm is coming along fairly well. Still got a long way to go, but we're making some progress. I'll just do part of it on camera here for you. So obviously in the last clip we had to go and get the wither roses. Now the reason for that is... went the wrong way. Don't you dare fall, you ninny. Oh. Yeah, the reason for the wither roses in order to prevent other mobs from spawning besides wither skeletons. Since wither skeletons are the only mob that can spawn on a block that has a wither rose. So it's an old farm. I'm taking out the... because it had parts, it had like a collection system for blaze drops and magma cube drop. Maybe not magma cube drops, I think they just jumped off. But it had drops for other mobs, whereas now we can get away with just having it exclusively for wither skeletons, using wither roses. So that's what we're going for. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to have to come up with my own design. But I don't see why it wouldn't. Right, we're going to have to do a wee bit of fighting here, folks. We can adapt it. I'm a little worried, but we can obviously make adaptions. We can adapt. I've been blasted once here, but you know if I get shot, this whole thing is going up. There we go. I don't know why the original design had trapdoors above, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, so they spawn. That's the main thing. That's the first thing I was a wee bit concerned about. Let's get our minecart. Come on. In you go. The heck? What was that? Yo. Creepy sounds. That was legitimately terrifying. Don't know what I thought it was right enough. Anyway. So we just set this guy in here. This is the final dog. Now before, what I would do is I would use a piston to push the trapdoor into the dog's head, but as of now, I don't think that's going to be necessary, so we'll get rid of them. Now, admittedly, if you want to build this, if you know how to make like an automatic digging machine thing out of slime blocks and TNT and all that sort of stuff, then it's less bother than what I went through. But yeah, it's obviously fairly grindy, and the reason I'm finishing it, as I said, is because I didn't spend months digging this out for no reason. I don't believe it. We are too short. We are too Wither Roses short, although it's not actually that bad, because I think what we'll do is cut into the farm ever so slightly. So where's the midpoint? I think the midpoint's here. If we get rid of that one, get rid of that block, and then this is where the drop's going to be. Yeah, there we go. So in theory we've got just enough. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, I'm starting to suffer. I'm starting to suffer. And there we go. Right. Now over there you can see there's blue fire, which is very peculiar. And the reason it's peculiar is because this is, or these are old chunks. Oh no! Ghasts are my worst enemy at the moment. Yeah, these are old chunks, but if you look in the F3 menu it says nether wastes, so I didn't think the biome name would carry over, although maybe it has, just because these chunks aren't super old chunks. These, I'm pretty sure these were generated in like 1.14 or something like that, if that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I generated these 5 years ago. Anyway, next part of the project will be to work on the killing system, the drop and everything, and we will need more dogs to actually do the killing, because I still think you can get wither skulls that way. If you can't, I will be quite upset. But we'll just have to wait and see. We might as well build it. We might as well just go for it. So I'm sat down here, just working on the killing area, and I kept hearing wither skeleton noises. I figured out where said wither skeleton was, right down here. Can the wither skeleton see me? Oh, okay, yeah. Can't really move though. We don't really get this view of mobs all that much in lava, in the sense that we often see wither skeletons fall in, or zombie pigmen fall in, or magma cubes fall in, but we never actually see them under the lava. We never get an idea of what their world's like when they hit the deck. Cool. It'd be funny if there was a wither skull dropped. Anyway, let's continue with this. So, I'm not sure how low it's got to go, but the good thing is we've got a former pillar down here. As you can see, I half slabbed all the pillars. Not necessary, but I just thought I might as well do it anyway. And yeah, I can't remember how low it's got to go. Now, I have done a bit of research, and I have figured out that yes, what are they called? They're not called piglins. Yeah, they are called piglins, right? So piglins attract the attention of wither skeletons. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a couple of piglins stood on each level, and that'll attract the wither skeletons to a single point. Now the one problem is the efficiency of this farm may be diminished, in the sense that I'm assuming basically most of the times I've seen wither skeletons, they've been congregating over here, which means the dogs definitely are working. But if one spawns and then only comes so far and then doesn't see the piglin, then we might have problems with the efficiency. But I'm not overly bothered. I'm not overly fussed with how efficient it is, on the basis that it is an AFK farm after all. As you all notice, there are a lot of mobs spawning around, but obviously we'll be AFKing way up there. If anyone knows what that sound is, do let me know, because it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Oh yeah, we need to... You've got to be having a flippin' laugh, you absolute moron! I'd flippin'... Why did that spawn? Well, I'm guessing there must be a spawn point over there. Oh, this is a nightmare. Well, it's not a nightmare. Like, on the grand scale of nightmares, it's not that big. So I've managed to replace the dog, and I patched up the area where the blaze spawned, and as you can see, we've managed to get 2 piglins into place, and the farm sort of works, in the sense that I have had a few wither skeletons fall down there, and I've come up after working down there for a long time, and there's none up here, which means they've either despawned, or they've all the ones that spawned up here have ended up down there, which is what I hope. Basically, we've got a drop, it comes down. Oh, I was pressing shift, that's why I took damage. Comes down here, we just need to get the dogs in place. We need 4 more dogs down here. We've got hoppers in place. My plan is to have, because in the original design, the items just ended up down here. However, I don't ever want to come down here. It was never my intention to come down here often. So we're going to try and pipe the items away and get them up onto the nether ceiling. That's going to require us to break more bedrock, but there's obviously still the opportunity to do that in this version. So we've got that far with the project. It's going smoothly. It's very, very steady. I toyed with the idea of using iron golems because they would have had the same effect. One of them had died. Basically, the wither skeletons found a way to get to this piglin when there was no walls. That's basically what happened. So I had to place them. Both piglins are in place, which is good. And yeah, it's coming along nicely. Again, the whole idea with this farm is A, to get wither skulls, and B, to flex. That's basically the only good reason for building this farm. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't need a hang of a lot of wither skulls. Oh. Okay, I completely forgot that I brought a dog here. Couldn't figure out where my boat was, so we're going to have to try and get this pushed down to the proper area. Do you want to, like, not fall off the edge? I've lost 2 dogs. The one that you saw on camera, and then another one. Oh, I don't remember how I lost the other one. Oh, it was killed by a wither skeleton. Yeah, that's right. It thought it would be all brave and went and did a 1v4 and died. Wow. You don't take damage. Oh, yeah, you do, actually. But there's a... What? You absolute... Oh, right, okay, whatever. Right, you know what? You know what? Oh, you've... I got no sympathy. Do you know, I've got 0 sympathy. Do you know who else I've got 0 sympathy for? Me. Because I was daft enough to think that building a 420-kilometre long rail track was a good thing. Want to know something? So I've been travelling along this track by boat because obviously I've had to take the dogs back and forward. Usually I would go by minecart because I like the break you get from not having to control minecarts or whatever. You don't have to press anything. You just press a button and on you go. It's an automated method of transport. Well, basically it got me thinking, you know, this is pretty fast, so much so that, you know, the F3 can barely keep up. So I thought, how fast do boats actually go? Do you want to know, if I'd built, instead of a rail track, 420 kilometres, if I'd built a track of blue ice and ridden a boat along it, I could have got to the end in less than 2 hours. Okay, here we are for attempt 2. There should be no way for the dog to access the skelly, not the skellies, the piglins. There's a slime block below, so yeah, no issues. And I'll go down the sensible way. And the good thing is, oh yeah, they're not one hit if you punch. They will be one hit by dog though, hopefully. Hey, right, come on, come on, get in place. Yes, yes, we've done it. Oh, it's working. Nice. We're getting a view of it in action. I was going to say, imagine if there was a wither skull early, but yeah, there should be 4 dogs. And the fact that 1 hit means they won't have time to fight back, I don't think. That's pretty cool. I'm guessing it's because a lot of mobs have despawned around the area. But yeah, they're all 1 hit, so the dog shouldn't be hit. Shouldn't being the key word. But what we do need to do is add a bit of an exterior there. And that should be good enough, right? Right? Hey, look, we got Wither Skull. Ho ho! Nice! Well, so that confirms it... Wait, does that confirm it works? I think so. I don't recall killing any skeletons prior to the Wither Skull appearing there, so... Maybe I did though and I've forgotten. So things are progressing very, very quickly here. Let me just go and show the progress. I was finishing up getting the dogs in place and I don't have any sounds, which is a problem in this area because if a gas shows up and I don't hear it, there's going to be tears. Everything's clear. Alright, so we've got the dogs, we've got the piglins, and then down here we've got all of the dogs, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've not checked this chest in a while. Still got 2. I saw we had 2 wither skulls. But we've obviously not been spawning an awful lot of wither skeletons as I've, you know, been in the area. So another thing I've done off camera is work on a way to get up to the nether ceiling. As you can see, I've created a hole, and we're going to work on that now. Or we're going to work on filling that. Oh, I really didn't appreciate there was a ghast. Thank goodness there were no tears. Right, we're going to get redstone. We need droppers. So we need to go to Neg 947, which is here. 554. So this is an ideal area. Let's hop up here. Right. Okay, we're in the right place. Yeah, it's the ideal place to put this. So this is where the items are going to get piped up to the nether ceiling, where I'll be AFK, so I don't have to go back and forward. Oh, look at that. We can see it in action. Hang on, turn off F3. Nice. What was I going to say? Yeah, look at that. Not bad, not bad. Again, this wasn't my design entirely. I did alter it ever so slightly by incorporating two designs, but the original idea, the original mechanics weren't things that I discovered on my own. And would you believe it, we have reached the end. So if you watched any of my 420 kilometers in a minecart live stream, you'll be very familiar with this area. This is the roof of the nether. Now, the reason that this piece of bedrock, or this area, is so perfect is because, for one thing, we can get the dropper line all the way through, but it's right next to, it's adjacent to a place where we can get redstone torches through as well. So what that basically means is we are able to power this dropper line all the way up. And those two gaps there were, well, one was the original ladder that I used to get on top of the nether ceiling. And would you believe it? We're short still. Jigs, how many droppers is it going to take? Well, I can't continue now. I'm going to have to do the rest off camera. But yeah, that's originally where the ladder was for getting up onto the nether ceiling. Let's go and see if there's anything. Well, I'm sure there is stuff in the chest, but let's go and check it out this way. Oh. Bother. So I just want to point out that lava's not actually that much of an issue. Okay. Yeah, lava's not that much of an issue if you've got ender pearls. If you don't have ender pearls, you're going to lose everything. Usually that would be a terrible outcome. However, we are in 1.16, which of course is the update that has netherite stuff, and netherite stuff doesn't actually burn in lava. So we are sort of saved. I think it was down there. I don't remember. Let's put that on before I forget. And let's just head down. Oh, look! Oh, it's on... Wait, does it float to the surface? Oh, it floats! Oh, wow! I was... Yo, if this stuff had despawned because I didn't know it floated to the surface, that would have been laughable. Oh, I lost the best possible bow in Minecraft. Oh, that was an even bigger loss. Or the original best possible bow in Minecraft. Right. Well, we've got all our netherite stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, that would have been very, very difficult to replace. So, the farm is almost finished. Oh, flipping heck. So yeah, there's a ghast outside, basically stopping me from getting out of here successfully. Do I even have ender pearls? Yes, I do. Right. As you can see in here, we've got some wither skulls, so it is working. The only thing I need to do is add a torch and then it'll be good to go. And there we go, it's going. Right, let's get up to the surface. Is the gas still there? I think I've made my escape, my successful escape. Yeah, so as you can see, we've got the spawning pads full of wither roses. You already know about that. Let's go up to where things have changed. And hopefully we can beat most of the items up so we can... Oh, you know what? I've just realised I've not actually... I've not added the filters. So as you can see, this is what we've got in terms of storage, in terms of, well, the chain of hoppers, or droppers, sorry, coming all the way up here onto the nether roof. I really hope... Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay, so it appears to be a problem with the redstone down here, which means I think we're going to go for a slower clock. Yeah, there we go. Surely that'll work. Right, okay. Okay. Okay, it's working. As you can see with all the flashing, it does seem to be working fairly well. Alright, here we go. What do we have? Loads of swords. Well, let's deal with this first. Let's do... Right, there we go. Coal. We'll do coal in there. It's because I had too many fillers. I think we're going to do 3 for each. I know that's quite excessive. It's quite excessive, but that's the nature of it. That's the idea. So we're basically getting rid of stone swords. We don't need stone swords. If it was gold swords, I would try and smelt them up, but obviously you can't smelt down stone swords for cobblestone, and even if you could, I'm not convinced that many people would. Hey, we've got Wither Skull coming through the system, finally. It's going to take a long time to get through there. Oh, one went through. Alright, I'm just double checking, making sure all the chests are in order, all the bones should be going in there. Yep, it's working, does the job. Does the job very well, so we shouldn't have a system backed up with swords. And yeah, this will be a good opportunity to collect. I need to get a better way up, maybe ladders or something, I'll do that in a bit. Good opportunity for getting coal and bones, and of course the main thing, Wither Skulls. Look at that, jings. So yeah, the AFK point, if you don't know, is up here. So the entire perimeter is based on the player standing here. Theoretically, and I say theoretically because I don't know if I have eliminated every single spawning space for mobs. I think I have. But theoretically, if I stand here, no mobs should spawn besides wither skeletons on those pads. That is the aim. But anyway, that's not bad for a start. Look at that. 15 wither skulls already. And hopefully this dispenser at some point will... you know what, we should really just help it out, shouldn't we? We should really just help it out. Alright, so I've been AFK for, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe? 20 at the most. Let's have a look at the loot. 50 wither skulls already, not bad. And we've got a decent amount of coal, and obviously bones are going to be right up there. And of these 3 items, it's probably the one we could do without, so I guess after all these fill up, the excess bones are just going to end up in the lava, which I guess is fine. What I do want to know is what it's like underneath. It feels very laggy. I'm not sure if you can tell. It's definitely harder to tell if somebody's lagging when you're watching than when you're actually playing, at least in my experience. There is a lot of entities there. Yeah, the XP is a massive problem. Alright, we gained 33 levels from that, which is good, but it's not an XP farm, that's the thing. It's just for items, so yeah, that's a wee bit of an issue if performance is going to be affected by the amount of XP that ends up down there. Anyway, grand total of 51 wither skulls from a short time AFKing. This farm, so far, seems to be unbelievable, and I think it's going to be unaffected by the changes in 1.17, although don't quote me on that, I'm not entirely sure. But either way, for the time that we've got it, for the time that we're in 1.16, it will be very, very useful. And yeah, we'll get coal as well. We can trade coal away. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this packed episode. After spending months on end trying to build a 420-kilometre long rail track, it's nice to actually do something useful for a change. Very refreshing. A refreshing way to play the game. I'll see you later. Alright, we've got a bit of a bonus clip at the end of the episode. I've just woken up. I AFK'd overnight. And we're going to go and see what has been collected. It's just the most OP thing you've ever seen. And that, so the whole reason I built this was to fill up the firework creator thing that I built in my NPC village, and that will do just the job. What? Oh wow! Look, almost filled up with bones and coal. Well, coal's pretty full as well.